Scores are here. Hey, I just rushed home from my regular job and completed the predictions. If you don't know, there was a previous recording where I had done some of the predictions because this game tipped at 8:30 in the morning. I had to get it done and out and then make it to work. So I only did part of the. I think I came down to Iona and Ryder, and we're going to review these as these games have probably most likely gone final. So I picked it up at Fresno. So Fresno and San Jose State in the Mountain West tournament, 13 and a half is Fresno. Fresno's laying 13 and a half. We say 21, so Fresno State's our play. Kansas State and West Virginia, half a point is the line. We agree. We're right there with Vegas on this one. We think Kansas State wins by 1. So we don't give ourselves much room here, but we're taking K-State here. Colgate in the Patriot, this is a Patriot League championship game. Colgate laying 6.5 to Navy, and we think it's only going to be a 4-point game, so Navy's our play here. Howard and Coppin State, this is in the MEAC tournament. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do something here. Does this help if I do this? Yeah, that probably helps a lot. So that's in the MEAC tournament. I missed a digit here. The line is 5.5. Howard laying 5.5 to Coppin State. We say it's a 12-point game, so we're taking Howard here. Now, can I? Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay. In the Southland Conference, McNeese is laying 1.5 to Northwestern State. We think McNeese wins and covers here, so that's our play, McNeese. This one kind of surprised me, and I sort of agree with Vegas, but then again, let me outline it for you. Penn State and Minnesota. Penn State is the favorite, laying 3.5. Well, when we looked at the numbers, Penn State does have better numbers than Minnesota, but not by a lot. So we ran the predicted score. It comes up a 3-point victory for Penn State, so that's below the line. So Minnesota, the dog, is our play. This is a lot better. You can actually see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to pop in. Yeah, you can actually see it now. Okay, in the SEC, 8.5. Vanderbilt is laying 8.5 to Georgia. Georgia's had a rough year. We think it's a 13-point victory at minimum. And so Vanderbilt's pretty safe play here, in my estimation. Washington State laying 7.5 to Cal. I reluctantly agree because I like Cal. I think they're a good team. I'm not so sold on Washington State, to be honest with you. But the computer agreed with Vegas, and I reluctantly went along. But I protested all the way. But that's it. No one cares what I think. We care about what the computer thinks. Sam Houston and Cal Baptist in the WAC tournament. We think it's going to be a 1-point game. Sam Houston laying 2.5, so we're taking the dog, taking Cal Baptist here. UTEP and Old Dominion, this one's a bit surprising. 1.5's the line. I kind of thought UTEP would beat Old Dominion by more than that, but we come up with a 1-point victory for UTEP, and so we're taking the dog here, ODU. There's another one that surprised me. I always kind of figured Fairfield to be the third best team in the MAC. With Iona number 1, Monmouth second, and then Fairfield. But then, St. Peter's really had a strong year, and they actually ended up with better numbers than Fairfield, not by a little, by quite a bit. So the line here, St. Peter's laying 3.5 to Fairfield, and we say it's going to be a 5-point victory for St. Peter's. So I enthusiastically agreed with that one after reviewing the data. I was just surprised to see it. What happened to Georgetown, man? Not that great of a year. I think they only won like 6 games all year. Of course, the Big East is always going to be tough, but Georgetown used to be one of the big mighty ones in the Big East, and man, no longer. They're much different. Seton Hall laying 9.5. We think Seton Hall wins by, you're reading that correctly, 17. So that's our play, Seton Hall. Virginia in Louisville, 4.5's the line. In the ACC tournament, Virginia laying 4.5 to Louisville. And we say it's an 8-point game, so Virginia's our play here. So I'll caution you right now. I get this. This is a SWAC, Southwest Athletic Conference. I get them wrong. There's no telling what in the hell is going to happen from night to night in the SWAC. It is just a mystery. I mean, the worst team on the road will beat the best team in the conference. Routinely. So maybe take what I say here, flip them, or better yet, maybe just walk away from this game. Alcorn State, half point over Prairie View A&M. We say it's a point victory for Alcorn State, so that's our play, Alcorn State. Southern Miss somehow made it past UTSA. I don't know how into the second round, and now they meet Florida Atlantic, and now we got a real strong team that they're facing here. So this will be the end of Southern Miss's season, and not a moment too soon. 14.5 is what Vegas says. We say hold our beer, Vegas. we're going to add a touchdown and an extra point on top of that. So we got FAU covering 14.5 over Southern Miss. Got us a money line here. So Vegas has UW, the Huskies are at Washington laying 1.5 to Utah. And we don't see it much differently, but we do see it swinging Utah's way. And we have a 1-point victory and a money line because Utah is the dog, and we're saying the dog's going to win, so money line. And we're getting 1.5 too. So if we don't win the money line, we still can play that conventional bet. Okay, finally, and you may wonder, and maybe if you don't know the WAC very well, why in the world is Utah Valley playing Abilene Christian? Well, I'll tell you why, because about half the teams in the WAC don't qualify for the postseason, and I like that. I think that's just fine. These are two really good teams. It's going to be a really close game. We're giving the edge to Utah Valley. They happen to be laying 0.5 point. We say they win by 2 over Abilene. It's a shame that either one of these teams don't get to advance. Okay, so that is the predictions. So let's go through the finals. Like I said, this one started early in the morning out here in the West Coast. It's weird to see a West Coast game as your very first game, but that's what we had today. So some of these games are in progress, and we're just going to take it as far as we can. So Sacramento State, let me set this up. Sacramento State and Idaho in the Big Sky tournament, 1.5 is the line. We say they win by 2. Final score, Sacramento State wins 57-54. So that's a 3-point margin of victory, and so Sacramento State is the winner. We got the first one right. Sometimes that's not always a good thing. We have a money line here with Syracuse and Florida State. So Vegas says Florida State laying 1.5 in the ACC tournament. And we say Syracuse wins the game by 2. And so what happened here? So we're taking the underdog here. Syracuse won by a ton, 96-57. Good call, computer. And we're 2-0, folks. We had a nice night last night. We hit 70%. I'll pop in there real quick and show you. Oh, and it just reminds me I haven't updated this. We're doing the extreme close-up thing. We went 12-5 last night with one money line hit, and that's a 70.59 winning percentage, up considerably from the 2-8 we had the previous night for a 20%. So I think the computer is getting some really good data, and the updates are taking effect, because that's about where I want to be. Of course, I want to be north of that, but 70% is pretty dang good. Just a computer, human oversight with the data we've collected, over the year, making predictions. 70% ain't bad, folks. Okay, but see, the computer doesn't know about blown calls, doesn't know about pulled muscles, doesn't know that the girlfriend of the point guard just broke it off of them. It doesn't know that stuff, but it knows the numbers. Okay, in the Atlantic 10, St. Joe's 2.5 over LaSalle. We say it's a 6-point victory, so we're taking St. Joseph's here. And LaSalle wins the game, so 56-63. And I forgot to do something. Once you lose and you're out of these tournament games, you no longer have, with few exceptions, the ability to win the national championship. So what do we do with those teams? Well, I tell you what we do with those teams. We throw them right in the volcano. And so here you go, Idaho. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Man, this extreme, I'm gonna have to get used to this extreme close-up. Here, this is what we want. We're gonna find Idaho, and we're gonna throw them right in that volcano. And there you dang go. You're eliminated from winning the national championship. Now, let me explain, because we threw St. Mary's into the volcano last night, but they're number 22. They're going to get an at-large bid. So we are going to turn the lights back on once it's official. We will turn the lights back on. St. Mary's is eligible to win the national championship. Yeah, it'd be tough with their number 22 team completely out of the running. I mean, they had to get past Gonzaga, for crying out loud. Okay, back to the results here. So that's a loss. So we make that a red. Okay, Portland State staying in the big, well, coming back to the Big Sky. Portland State, who's playing really well, 4.5 over Idaho State, who's terrible. And I think even the people at Idaho State agree that their basketball team is just not good. 66-52 was the final. Portland State, they're just playing really good, really well. Really good is not good English. Really well is how you should say that. Okay, so we're back to winning here again. Nevada and New Mexico, 5.5 line. That's way too much. Way too much. So we're taking the dog, taking New Mexico. We think it'll be a 2-point victory for Nevada. And even that, I'm kind of shaky on. Yeah, they won 79-72. And they covered. Wow. Well, here you go, Wolfpack. I guess you proved me wrong. So that's a 7-point victory, and that's a cover. So let's add up this top string here. We went 1, 2, 3, and 2. 3 wins, 2 losses on this top string. There's good things and there's negative things about these extreme close-ups. The good thing is you can see what I'm talking about. The bad thing is I got to negotiate around here. It's taking my whole screen. Wake Forest and Boston College in the ACC, 9.5's the line. We say Wake wins by 15. And remember, Boston College just played last night. So, whoa, wow, this is a huge upset. Wow, Boston College beat Wake Forest 82-77. Wow, holy smokes, that's a gigantic. Wake is good. Wow. Wow, I'm just absolutely shocked by this. But hey, man, it's March Madness. This stuff happens. Wow, that is amazing. So let's go throw Wake Forest into that volcano. No, they'll get the at-large bid, but it's just fun to throw teams in the volcano. I must admit, yeah, number 40, man. The number 40 team in the nation. They'll get the at-large bid, but what on earth happened today? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, back to the board. Another SWAC game, Texas Southern and Jackson State. I get them wrong. I get all the SWAC games wrong. 3.5's the line, and we say Texas Southern beats Jackson State by 8. So what happened here? Wow, I'm just still shocked about Wake Forest losing. So Texas Southern wins 54-50. Wow, we stumbled into a victory here. And we'll take it, man. That's a SWAC. It came down to the half point, man. It's a well-earned victory. So we are taking that one and running. Ain't nobody taking it away from us. So Stanford, I'm not a fan. And I wanted to make a case against Stanford. And here's my case against Stanford. Bear with me here. I'm going to make this quick. Extreme close-up. Let's go look at Stanford. I'm just going to look down here. If you look, they've allowed more points on the year than they scored. And they're 16-14. Not a good sign of a good team when you allow more points than you score. But then I said, well, let's see Arizona State, see how they did. And I like Arizona State because they're gritty and they'll play you tough. In the shadow there of Big Brother, University of Arizona, and they have the same problem to a much bigger degree. They've allowed more points than they scored. Let's go look at Arizona right next door. This is the Wildcats. They scored 500 more points than they allowed. Okay, so this is not good. And Stanford, being one of the more highly regarded teams in the nation, to be in that situation is, well, I kind of renamed them. And here's what I named them: Stan Fraud. That's my original name for Stanford. I think that I think they're just pretending. I don't think they're a serious contender at all. But I can make the same argument right back at them with Arizona State. Anyways, just the things I look for and the thoughts that creep into my head. But here's one thing I know for sure: we're throwing one of these teams into the volcano tonight. It's going to happen. Stanford wins 71-70. Okay, so we did. It was a money line. I guess I should have mentioned that. We did have Stanford on the heels of that data I just showed you being less awful. I guess that you could make a case that Stanford was less awful than Arizona State, but I don't like lumping Arizona State into that because I like them. I think they played tough, but that's a money line win, and that's, I'm over it. I'm over caring about Arizona State. I'd rather have the damn money line, and that's what I get. I get me a money line, and we're gonna go and cash that check, man, because that's more money than the conventional play. And I don't know why, but I have to do this every day. Nothing changes. I don't turn this thing off. I don't do anything, but then this thing always resets on me. It's weird. This is Google Docs. It's just very odd that strange things like this happen. It's just so weird. Anyway, so that's a great victory for the computer. I must say, I'm very impressed, computer. You are just being aces lately. Rhode Island, formerly good, then got bad, and they're kind of creeping back into the good category. 9.5 over Duquesne, who opened up bad and stayed bad the rest of the year. Rhode Island wins, well, just by 2, 79-77. So not the 9.5 we were looking for, but the correcting does advance, but that is a loss for us. And 1,000 apologies for misleading you all on that game. Utah State laying 14.5 to Air Force. Really good team. Really, really good team. I think they're going to be something of a sleeper. Final score here. Well, I got to go find it. Utah State final 83-56. Yeah, that's a win and a cover. So we're gonna chalk this one up as a victory. And how did we do this string? I think we did pretty good. We went, oh, that's right, Wake Forest. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 wins and 2 losses. So 3 and 2 again. And that makes us 6 and 4. This will update. It's just Google Docs being really slow. So we're sitting at 60% right now. So we need to improve on that because no one's getting rich. No one's breaking the bank. No one's getting escorted out of a casino at 60% winning percentage. But those other things do happen. Hey, sir. Hey, you mind if we have a minute or two with you? I see you've cashed in a couple of money lines. Could you empty everything in your pocket? Yeah, thanks. And here's a vice. Would you mind putting your hand in this vice? What the hell's going on here, sir? How do you know these things? That kind of stuff. Okay, next. Xavier laying 5.5 against Butler. We say 15 points, but Xavier has been oddly off the tail end, the very tail end. But it's tournament time, so we suck it up and we play our asses off, and Butler beat them. 82-89. Yeah, something's weird about Xavier. Who did they let come in and wipe their home court with them? It had to be a Big East team. Yeah, they're down. They're down here. Gigantic, colossal numbers and letters here. Where was it? UConn beat them by 9 at home. Seton Hall beat them pretty good. Beat them by 6 at home. Providence only by 2. Yeah, I can't remember who it was, and maybe it's up here a little higher. But St. John's. St. John's came in 2 No, they beat St. John's. Hey, how about you just disregard the whole last 3 minutes of your life, okay? Pretend like I didn't say something, but somebody came in and punked them at home big time. And that's a loss for us, unfortunately. That does not help our case when we're trying to get above 60%. We need to have wins, not losses. Eastern Washington, 7.5 over Northern Arizona. We say 13. It's a final. Wow. Eastern Washington, 78-75. God, man, we needed that, Ewu. We needed that. You let us down. Oh, let's go throw Xavier. Let's go throw them and see. They're going to be pretty high. Ah, yeah. Google Docs. Xavier. Yeah, they're number 29. We're throwing them right in that volcano. Bye-bye. We'll see them. They'll get an at-large, and they'll come back. Okay, and now we have to throw Northern Arizona with great pleasure. I'm throwing Northern Arizona into the volcano, and I say with great pleasure because there's some teams that just don't. They're not in it to win it. Okay, and they're one of them. Now, why do I keep doing this? I need to go here. They're just not. There's no real commitment to winning at Northern Arizona. They get bottom tier talent, and because they're a bottom tier program, they're number 332 out of 358, and we're going to bid them an adieu here. Bye. Yeah, there's no commitment to winning at Northern Arizona. And if the coach does turn the program around and get them pointed in the right direction, he'll get snapped. He'll move up, into a bigger program in no time flat. Because if you could do it at Northern Arizona, you can do it anywhere. Oregon State, I think this game is still underway. Yeah, in fact, it says 5 minutes left in the first half. And all I can do is take CBS Sports at their word. So we're going to end this for now. And we're going to come back tonight. And let's go back to 100% so I can see things. Woo, man, now it looks tiny. Here, let's go here. We'll come back tonight and we'll recap the rest of how we did the rest of the games after. I'm getting tired at night, and sometimes these games are getting past my bedtime. So, I'll come in with 15 minutes left and hope that the stream lasts until that game ends. And I haven't been timing it out very well. 15 minutes may sound like 15 minutes, but it's really, 45 minutes basketball time. So that'll be it for now. We will see you later tonight, and we will see you then. All right.